up y'all, Jawmaster Lee here with a brand new channel, another new channel that is specifically all about YouTube, exposing how YouTube works. Now, I actually wanted to start off this channel talking about how the YouTube algorithm works, but something more interesting has come along, in particular with the proliferation of YouTube spam bots. All these comments are now flooding just about every single YouTuber out there, creating a lot of havoc and confusion. And I think it's worthwhile trying to address this to try to get everyone, one, calm, and second, coordinated enough to try to see if we can get to the bottom of this. Because ultimately, the only way this is going to be addressed is if YouTube themselves jumps on this and fixes this. And now a lot of people are writing stuff about this, a lot of YouTube commentators, and I'm seeing a lot of information here that isn't grounded in terms of how technology really works and what likely is happening here. So I really wanted to dig into this. So this is my next big expose series. All right, these YouTube spam bots are getting out of hand. And it's about time for someone like me to jump into this and expose what's actually going on here. What I see out there is a lot of misinformation about what's actually going on here. People are getting concerned that their accounts will get hacked if they reply to one of these spam bots. I would say about half the stuff that I read out there just is false information.
Somehow they've developed some sort of comment bot. If you click that comment, they're getting your information and spoofing YouTube accounts, then using those YouTube accounts, hack and take full-on YouTube accounts.
It's just flat out wrong assumptions and conclusions and theories that people are jumping on. And given that I have a background in software development, in particular as a product manager, someone who knows how to code, and has worked on social networks and video content sites like YouTube, and in particular has worked on a couple of security features, I would say that I have a pretty good idea in terms of what might be happening here. I love exposing how things work. One of my main channels, I got a couple of million views from exposing how reality TV show works and how so much of what you see is faked. So for me, showing how things work is something I really enjoy.
All right, let's dig in.
So one of the latest developments that I see that is happening literally as of today is that a new spam bot is out there called Bananarama. And if you've been following along how these comment spam bots have been working, we see a pattern of something happening here. One is that these schemers are taking over other people's accounts and then are repurposing them. They're basically deleting everyone's old content, putting up their own content, and start using these accounts to spam people with comments. And sure enough, when I dig a little bit deeper with Bananarama, this looks like it was an account for someone by the name of Stephanie, who's been on YouTube for a very long time, ever since 2008. And on her channel, she's already had 10 million views. Now, I don't know what Stephanie's content used to be like, but I can guarantee you it has nothing to do with what's posted up there now. In fact, what I see up there is a repeat of a pattern of what content these schemers typically post up. They oftentimes are gaming videos, particularly around Fortnite because it's one of the most popular ones out there, or they're around tips on how to grow your YouTube channel fast. Now, when I dig a little bit deeper, I actually realized there are two Bananarama channels now that are out there. This particular schemer is already preparing Bananarama to start a massive blitz for the next round of spamming people. Typically, this entity starts creating at least 3 to 4 different accounts in terms of going out there and reaching as many people as possible in the comments. And the reason why they do this is because YouTube does have some sort of throttling limit in terms of how many comments you can leave over a period of time. So in other words, over a minute or maybe an hour or so, you can only send out X number of messages per account. So by having multiple accounts, this person then is able to use multiple spam bots to reach as many people as possible. And we know how aggressive this is now, because if you literally type in anything into the search bar on YouTube and pull up someone else's YouTube page, inevitably you're going to run into one of the first comments that are left is from a spam bot. And the comments are almost all the same as well. It's one of 3 different flavors, right? One is, I love your content, right? Stoking the ego of all these small YouTubers out there, and maybe even large YouTubers. Or, do you want to be friends? Coming across as if this is a real person. Or a bit encouragement around, hey, I know you can get to 50,000 subscribers. Go for it. When that person is really that close to getting to 50,000 subscribers. This may seem like it's something very personal, but it is a spam bot. So in this particular video, I simply just want to highlight, get ready for the next blitz of spam messages from Bananarama. And again, if you take a look at the pattern of what has happened here in the past, this blitz will go on for a couple of days. And if these accounts aren't taken down yet, this particular spammer will change the name of this account to something else, even though it's the exact same account, until these accounts get flagged to the point where they are deleted. Now, this particular formula is really interesting because it raises a lot of interesting questions about what is this person doing? Clearly, they're not trying to build up these particular accounts to become the next big thing because they're pushing them to the point where they almost always get deleted. So in all likelihood, what they are doing is funneling users to other accounts that won't get taken down. So who owns these other accounts? Well, that's a really interesting question that I'm going to dig into a lot more in a future video. Quite frankly, just buying subs doesn't grow your channel, doesn't drive engagement. But the way this person is setting up these spam bots is working. And how do I know it's working? Because they've been doing this now for the last couple of months and they keep going back to it whenever they get deleted, suggesting that they are onto a formula that makes them big money. My goal here is to expose what this whole scheme is all about. And right now, what I see are three particular schemes that are going on here. And this is why it feels so complex. First off, there's a scheme about hijacking YouTubers' accounts. No, they are not doing it via you replying to those comments. I will make a separate video in terms of why I know that is not the case. It is 100% not the case. But there are many other ways for you to lose your account, and this is a whole separate effort that they have going on here in terms of how they are stealing people's accounts. Whether it's through a password dump, phishing, OAuth token spoofing, so many possible ways, and chances are multiple ways that this schemer is using. The second nefarious act that the schemer is onto is sending out all these spam messages. Now, everyone just gets one or two of them, so it doesn't feel like a big deal. And quite frankly, for the longest time, a lot of small YouTubers really didn't do anything about it because they were just happy to get a little bit of engagement on their videos. But it has gone so bad now that when you have all these different YouTubers who are so concerned creating videos about it, like I am, and starting to spread information out there, well, that's creating a lot of chaos. And chaos is usually one of the first signs when things are about to go really bad. I mean, we're just talking about YouTube here, but you can already see how America is already suffering under a massive weight of misinformation, how that is tearing apart our political system and our country. It's very difficult to tell what's real information, fake information, and propaganda. And the third thing that this particular schemer is doing, which is the most mysterious of them all, is what is the overall purpose of setting up all these complex systems to funnel users towards particular accounts? Is this nothing more than just trying to generate views and subs to make money via ad revenue? Or is there something more nefarious going on where people are being funneled towards something that may actually scheme them out of more money, like some sort of Bitcoin scam? Or is this potentially one of these agents that we keep hearing about from foreign countries that is about to use these accounts to spread propaganda? Now make sure you subscribe because the next couple of videos are going to be really, really important. I'm going to get into the details of why you don't need to worry if someone's going to hack your account if you reply to an email. I'm also going to expose what is the likely situation in terms of how all these different YouTube accounts are getting hacked. I'm going to try to figure out who is at the bottom of all this, and let's see if we can figure out what the true intentions are. Let's do this together, y'all. Peace out.